Good evening. Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive. Welcome to BMC News Live in English, brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers. I am Vinod Narayan, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Second Bahrain European Union Conference on Freedom of Religion and Belief opened. Labour Minister attended Indian community celebration of Labour Day. 2 COVID vaccine shots and 1 booster dose required to perform Hajj. Over 40 expatriates arrested for violating labour laws in Oman. Turkey discovered high-quality petroleum in country's east, said President.
Today's news in detail. New Schengen-style visa planned for GCC countries. Fatima Al-Sayrafi, Minister of Tourism in Bahrain, said discussions have been taking place at the ministerial level among GCC nations on how to achieve a unified single visa. The Gulf Cooperation Council countries are looking to launch a Schengen-style visa for tourists, which is expected to boost revenues and footfall for all countries in the region. Speaking during the Arabian travel market, Fatima Al-Sayrafi, Minister of Tourism in Bahrain, said discussions have been taking place at the ministerial level among GCC nations on how to achieve a unified single visa. United Nations General Assembly President commended Bahrain as key UN partner in the region. Bahrain is one of the most constructive actors in the United Nations General Assembly, said the 77th UNGA President Chaba Kurushi, noting its large influence because of its diplomacy and approach. Countries who can embrace a vision for themselves, for their development, for their place in the larger, broader world, those countries are the most successful ones, Kurushi said in a joint interview with the Bahrain News Agency and Bahrain Television during his visit to Bahrain, where he met with His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa and top officials. Speaking on the purpose of his visit, which is the first to a Middle Eastern country, Kurushi said he sought to build alliances and cooperation with Bahrain. The UNGA President said his meetings with Majesty, the King and the government officials discussed means of helping member states weather the current crisis and to make progress in sustainability transformation and to get prepared for the challenges that are waiting further down the road. Bahrain participated in GCC Youth and Sports Ministers Under-Secretaries meeting. Youth Affairs Ministry's Under-Secretary Sarah Eshaki has participated in 39th meeting of the Under-Secretaries of the Youth and Sports Ministries in the Gulf Cooperation Council countries. The Under-Secretary of the Culture, Sports and Youth in Oman, Basil bin Ahmed Al-Rabas, chaired the preparatory meeting for the 36th meeting of GCC Youth and Sports Ministers. The meeting discussed a number of topics of common interest, including the resolution issued by the GCC Supreme Council in December 2022 in Riyadh on enhancing joint action towards digital transformation and modern technologies. Second Bahrain EU Conference on Freedom of Religion and Belief opened. The second edition of the joint Bahrain EU Conference on Freedom of Religion and Belief has opened today. Policy and decision makers in the Kingdom of Bahrain, the European Union and representatives of civil society are taking part in the event. The conference aims to promote the value of dialogue to deepen understanding of freedom of religions and beliefs, and to promote human cooperation on the principles of pluralism and diversity. The conference is being hosted within the framework of political dialogue, cooperation and enhanced communication between the European Union and the GCC countries. The conference discusses strengthening Bahraini-European relations on issues of freedom of religion and belief at the regional and international levels and promoting respect for these human rights. A joint statement was then issued, aiming to build bridges of cooperation between Bahrain and the European Union in the field of promoting freedom of religion or belief, in a way that supports the efforts of the Kingdom in delivering its civilized message to the world as a pioneering model in the field of respect for freedoms and rights. Hosted by the King Hamad Global Center for Peaceful Coexistence and This is Bahrain Association, the 3-day conference seeks to come up with a common vision for a better understanding of the history of the Kingdom of Bahrain and the European Union and their views on freedom of religion and belief. Labour Minister attended Indian community's celebration of Labour Day as part of the Kingdom's celebration of the International Labour Day and in tribute to all the labour force in the Kingdom. The Indian Club hosted its annual celebration marking the Labour Day. The ceremony was attended by Labour Minister Jamil bin Muhammad Ali Humaydan, the Chairman of the Labour Market Regulatory Authority, and the club's President K.M. Cherian. The celebration featured artistic shows on tolerance and intercultural dialogue. It also presented folklore tableaux reflecting the rich Indian heritage and culture. The Labour Minister congratulated all workers in the Kingdom of Bahrain on the Labour Day, describing the occasion as an opportunity to pay tribute to the workforce in the kingdom for their key role in production and development. Bahrain hosted International Workshop on National Adaptation Plan Implementation. Oil and Environment Minister, Climate Affairs Special Envoy, Dr. Mohammed bin Mubarak bin Daina, has stressed the importance of sharing the responsibility for achieving climate security and keeping pace with global efforts to reduce emissions, calling for concerted international efforts to adapt to climate changes and build on previous achievements to ensure a better global environmental future. Dr. bin Daina made the statements while addressing the opening ceremony of the National Adaptation Plan Implementation Workshop, hosted by the Kingdom May 2nd to 3rd. Minister of Municipalities, Affairs and Agriculture, Wael bin Nasser Al Mubarak, Electricity and Water Authority President Kamal bin Ahmed Mohammed, in addition to representatives of governmental and private agencies, United Nations institutions, financial and banking institutions, as well as organizations and scientific centers, attended the two-day international workshop. The Minister praised the wide participation in the workshop, including more than 150 participants, experts and speakers representing more than 80 countries who took part in the event in person or remotely. LMRA conducted 2 inspection campaigns in Southern Governorate. The Labour Market Regulatory Authority conducted 2 joint inspection campaigns in the Southern Governorate on a number of shops and work sites. The campaigns resulted in reporting violations related to the labour market and residency laws and were referred for legal action. LMRA noted that a joint inspection campaign was conducted in the Southern Governorate in coordination with the Nationality, Passports and Residence Affairs and the Governorate's respective police directorate. The other inspection campaign was undertaken in coordination with the General Directorate of Crime Detection and Forensic Evidence of the Ministry of Interior. LMRA stressed its commitment to report any violation through continuous and intensive inspection plan in cooperation with the relevant government entities. Now we will be back after a very short break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahala. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. Tourism Ministry and Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority participated in Dubai's Arabian travel market. The Ministry of Tourism and Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority participated in the 30th edition of the Arabian travel market in Dubai, which began on May and runs until May 4th. The event is focused on the theme Working Towards Net Zero and brings together global travel industry leaders, decision makers and experts from 150 countries. Prominent speakers from the region and the world are also in attendance. The Ministry of Tourism and Bahrain Tourism and Exhibitions Authority are participating in the exhibition through the Kingdom of Bahrain's National Pavilion, which features 23 Bahraini exhibiting companies. The pavilion also includes 2,000 exhibiting companies from top hotels, destination management companies, tour operators and airlines from around the world. As part of the exhibition's events, Minister of Tourism Fatima Mit Jafar Al-Sairafi participated in a ministerial panel discussion under the title of The Future of Travel for GCC, where she highlighted the importance of promoting the GCC countries as one destination, which in turn will lead to increase in tourism revenue in the GCC countries, as well as increasing the international tourism footfall. Al-Sairafi also discussed the unprecedented accomplishments of Bahrain's tourism sector in 2022, noting the kingdom's major progress and projects, particularly highlighting the new exhibition World Bahrain. 2 COVID vaccine shots and 1 booster dose required to perform Hajj. Muslims planning to perform Hajj in 2023 are still required to have taken 2 COVID-19 vaccine shots and 1 booster jab, according to Saudi Arabia's Ministry of Health. Worshippers from all countries have to comply with this law and other local preventive regulations whilst performing Hajj, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, and is a pilgrimage every adult Muslim must make at least once in their lifetime if they have the means. Those who have not yet been vaccinated can do so 10 days before the Hajj season begins, the Saudi Gazette reported, adding that taking a booster dose is mandatory. This year, the Hajj season will take place from June 26 to July 1st. Pilgrims must also be vaccinated against seasonal influenza and meningitis. Saudi Arabia confirmed earlier this year that it will no longer impose age and travel limitations, and that the number of visiting pilgrims will return to pre-pandemic levels. In 2019, an estimated 2.5 million Muslims performed Hajj in Saudi Arabia. Over 40 expatriates arrested for violating labor laws in Oman. Inspection campaigns resulted in the arrest of more than 40 violating expatriate workers across the Sultanate of Oman, confirmed the Ministry of Labour. The Ministry of Labour, represented by the General Directorate of Labour Welfare, carried out an inspection campaign in the Wilayat of Mutra and arrested 18 workers for violating provisions of the labour law. Legal measures are being taken against them. The ministry, represented by the Labour Department in Al Baymi Governorate, also carried out a field visit to a number of non-Omani manpower recruitment officers in the governorate with the aim of following up its work mechanism and ensuring its implementation of the provisions of the labour law and the decisions and regulations governing it. On Saturday and Friday, the ministry, represented by the General Directorate of Labour Welfare, carried out an inspection campaign to combat illegal activities by the non-Omani workforce in the Wilayat of Al Amirat and Wilayat of Korat. And 24 workers were arrested in violation of the provisions of the labour law. Legal measures are being taken against them. Turkey discovered high-quality petroleum in country's east, said President. Turkey's President Recep Tayyip announced a fresh discovery of a new oil reserve in the country's eastern region. The President said this at an opening ceremony of the Karpinar solar power plant and other newly completed projects in central Konya province, according to Anadolu agency, saying that the newly found petroleum near Sirnak province has a high-quality structure. Erdogan further stressed that Turkey will no longer depend on others in energy, but rather become an energy exporter. The oil discovered at a depth of 2,600 meters will be extracted with 100 wells and will meet 1/10 of our daily use. With that, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. every day. I'm Vinod Narayan signing you from BMC News Live. Good night.